Just got back from nice warm Florida to nice cold Massachusetts. I just got the plow back on because we got a huge storm coming in on Saturday. Today is Thursday. We're supposed to get at least a foot of snow. Probably gonna end up being a little more than that. But got the plow all set, ready to go. It's a whopping 14 degrees out here. Yippee. Hey guys, Brandon with Burns Lawn Care. Thanks again for tuning in. So I've been in Florida for the last 2.5 weeks. I went down there to see my family. They're in Edgewater, Florida. My mom, my dad, and my brother live down there. So initially I went there on vacation and just to unwind from the season and have fun with the wife and kids and stuff. But while I was out there, I decided to do a little shopping. So what did I buy? Well, I bought 3 cool things that I want to show you guys. So, number 1. This is a 1997 Walker Md Gsd. This mower here is totally awesome in my opinion. I've never seen anything like this, and let me tell you why. I've seen the traditional MTSDs with the Kohler engines in them. I've seen them with the Kubota diesel engines in them, but I have not seen one with a Kubota gas engine. So when I saw this ad on Facebook Marketplace for this mower, the guy told me it was a Kubota 3-cylinder gas engine. I thought for sure he was wrong, because I've never seen a 3-cylinder Kubota gas engine. So I'm like, oh, it's probably a diesel. He just doesn't know what he's talking about. So, anyways, I go and I check out this mower, and what do you know? It's a 3-cylinder Kubota gas engine, and I was totally blown away by that. The thing runs great actually. The machine drives. The hydros are great. It needs a little bit of work, but he wanted $300 for it, and I couldn't resist. This mower is all original, and supposedly it has only 755 hours on it. I'm not sure if this gauge is faulty. It appears to work, but if that's truly the case, this thing has no hours on it. So I drove this mower around. Everything works fine. The hydros are like perfect in the thing. The fan works. I couldn't believe that it started up. It had been in storage for, the guy told me it was 2 years, but it was inside. And in Florida, usually the weather's pretty nice, so I think that helped out. I literally put gas inside it and it fired right up. I couldn't believe it. It does have an exhaust leak on this manifold right here. This gasket's no good. That's no big deal there. But all in all, this is a pretty cool mower in my opinion. Now, there's 2 other mowers that I want to show you guys. One of them you already know about. It's another MTSD. I bought that one from Randy. And I want you guys to tell me which mower you guys would keep out of the 3 that I'm going to show you. So this is number 1, okay? So just to clarify it, it's 1997 Walker Md Gsd. I think the G stands for gas. I'm not sure. But like I said, everything works on this mower. It's in pretty good shape. But what do you guys think about this Kubota gas engine? Is it any good? I really don't know much about it. I'm kind of hoping that maybe you guys could tell me a little bit about it. From what I do know about Kubota is they do make great engines. But like I said, the only experience I've ever had with a Kubota engine was a diesel. And it had its fair share of problems in the Walker I had. I'll just leave it at that. But please guys, let me know what you think about this engine. Okay, mower number 2. This is a Walker Super B. I believe it's a 2008. I'm not quite sure. It's an MBS model. And the serial number is 123713. It does not say the year on this label plate. So I'm thinking it's an 08 or an 09. It's definitely an older model. It's got the 52-inch rear discharge mulch deck on it, which I've heard great things about, but I've never used one. This machine's been pretty much neglected. The guy I bought it from had it sitting outside his house, seems like for years. The paint's all faded, there's some rust on it. But luckily in Florida, you got kind of nice weather to the point where it won't rust out completely like it would here up north. But guys, I bought this mower for $1,000. $1,000. I bought it sight unseen. It did not run. It turned over, but it did not run. The carburetor was gunged up, so what I ended up doing with it is taking the carburetor off it, cleaning it in my ultrasonic cleaner, cleaning out all the passageways. I put it back together, and it fired right up. So now that it's running, I took it for a ride, and things pretty fast. I'm not quite sure if I'm gonna keep this mower or not. That's why I want to know you guys' opinion on it. It is a very big mower. It is fun to drive, I will say that, but it's not very nimble. I think this one's designed for cutting larger properties, which I do have some larger properties, but I noticed when I was driving it that it was kind of bulky. Maybe it's just me because I'm used to driving little guys like this here, but I don't know. What do you guys think about this one? So when I first got the mower, this thing was completely filthy. It just had years of dirt and grime on it. So I ended up pressure washing it. I sprayed it down with some degreaser and pressure washed it at the local car wash. It does have some issues here. Small ones from what I see so far. I think the belts are going to have to be replaced. They're all dry rotted. Some of the pulleys are rusted out. You can see that. Not sure if that's going to make a difference or not. This intake tube here is cracked. So if I'm going to keep the mower, I'm going to replace that. This filtration system here, I think some of it's missing. I think there's an end cap missing on there. And I think one of the tabs is broken on here. The exhaust, it does have an exhaust leak as well. This exhaust here is pretty shabby looking. So if I was going to keep the mower, I'd probably replace that. The tires, all 4 don't hold air. Actually, all 6 don't hold air. 2 there, 2 there, 2 there. They all leak. So it would need tires all the way around. This rear tail section here is kind of twisted up a little bit. You can see it's kind of bent here. So this mower has been abused, in my opinion. It's been abused. It doesn't scare me, but it's going to require some work if I was to keep it. The front body here is kind of banged up. The ignition switch is broken, so the guy was starting it with a screwdriver, so we need a new one of those. If I was going to keep this mower, I'd take the deck off it, totally rebuild it, sandblast it, paint the carrier frame, paint the body, paint the wheels, put all new belts on it. I mean, this would be another mini overhaul. Not a huge overhaul, but a mini overhaul. The mower itself has a little bit over 1,600 hours on it. I'm not sure if you can see the meter. It's like 1,600 and something hours. The motor sounds decent when it runs. Excuse me. It doesn't smoke. It doesn't make any weird noises. It seems to have plenty of power. It does say that there's a 27 horse engine in here, a Kohler 27 carbureted engine. However, when I was doing some research on it, although it says 27 horsepower, they're actually rated at 25 horsepower. So another thing that kind of boggled my mind was, I'm like, okay, well, if this thing needs a motor, let's see how much one costs. Well, there's no more of these available. I guess Kohler doesn't make this engine anymore, and for whatever reason they don't have another spec number that this engine would match up to. So if I was going to replace the engine in it, I'd have to go with either a 23 horsepower carbureted engine or a 27 horsepower EFI engine. And I don't really like EFI, so that's kind of a bummer. I'm hoping that maybe one of you guys could tell me if the 23 would power this no problem, or if it's going to be underpowered. Well, that'd be kind of an issue, because we don't want that, especially with a mulch deck, a belt drive mulch deck. You need all the power you can get. So it's got the hydro gear pumps in it. I have heard good things and I have heard bad things about it. Some people say the hydro gear pumps are too small, and what happens is it just puts too much strain on them and they end up failing prematurely. And some people are saying the hydro gear pumps are never giving them a problem. So again, I'm reaching out to you guys. Hopefully you guys can tell me what you guys think about it. But there is a lot of things I like about this mower so far. And there's a lot of things that kind of got me a little worried about it if I'm going to keep it. I am going to keep a side discharge or non-collection type mower in my arsenal for this year. I'm just debating on which one it's going to be. So again, any help you guys could give me on that, please leave it in the comments below. I am dying to hear what you guys have to say about this. Alright guys, and the last runner-up is Randy's MTSD that I bought off of him. On my way to Florida, I ended up stopping at his shop in New York to pick up this bad boy here. Now, I really didn't need this mower, but I asked him if he was willing to sell it, and he said yeah. So I'm like, well, you know what? I'm going to be going to Florida. I might as well head up to New York on the way up there and pick this thing up. So this is a 2002 Walker MTSD. It's got the Kohler Command 20 horsepower engine in it. It does run. However, I think it needs rings. I think Randy said it needs rings too. So what I'm going to end up doing if I keep this mower is literally take that out and throw it away. It's not even worth rebuilding. I tried looking up some of the parts to rebuild it, and it's just nonsense. I'd probably just stick a 23 horsepower motor in there from Kohler and move on from it. Everything else seems to be in good shape on this mower. I put a new battery in it today because the other one was junk. I drove it around the yard. The hydros are very nice in it. The frame looks very nice. The mower itself has low hours on it. It's 1,293 hours. Everything here seems to be pretty nice. That was another reason why I wanted it. You know, a lot of mowers, a lot of Walker mowers in our area, guys, are all rotted out. They've either been left outside, or maybe they were, you know, plowing snow with them or doing weird things with them, but for whatever reason, usually these cabs are all rotted out, like especially in here, this is all rotted out. But on this, it's totally clean, solid. If I was to keep this, these tires would be coming off. Sorry, Randy, but I hate these things. I'd be putting the original Walker tread on there. This actuator lever for the blades is screwed up for whatever reason. I think I'd have to replace this whole assembly. It shouldn't lift up like that. This lever should be down more, but for some reason it lifts up very high. No problem there though. The rear tire does not hold air. It leaks. It's all dry rotted. If I was going to keep it, I'd probably convert this to the split tail, similar to like a Walker B would have. I've tried them out and I kind of like them, so I'd stick with that. The comfort seat would obviously stay on. I love that. If I am going to keep this mower, I'm going to put a nice fresh panel in there. New electrical panel, make it look better. I don't know if you guys can see this on camera, but some of this is a little bent up and wavy. I'd probably end up having this sandblasted and repaint it, make it all look fresh again. But all in all, this mower here is in pretty good shape. I like these SDs because they're nimble. They're kind of easy to work on. The frames seem to hold up great. And the only thing that's got me hesitant about just buying a Walker B is because I've heard people say that the frames have been cracking on them. Now, I was wondering if you guys could tell me, or if anybody knows, if that's a true statement or not. Some guy posted a video on YouTube and said, the Walker B frames are garbage, they're thin, they crack, and they crack down in this vicinity here, and they're a total nightmare to work on. I don't really have any experience with the Walker Bs too much. You know, any info on that would be greatly appreciated, guys. But I tend to stick with these machines because I know them well, and I know they hold up. You know, these things are like tanks, workhorses, you know. I've seen guys with over 10,000 hours on these, and they're still going. So that's about it on this one here. So guys, those are the 3 mowers that I bought when I was in Florida. I am dying to know which one you guys would keep. Would you keep the Walker MTSD from Randy? Or would you keep the Walker MD, I should say, SD, with the 3-cylinder Kubota engine in it? Or would you keep the Walker Super B with the 27 horsepower Kohler? Let me know, guys, in the comments below. That'd be great. So, guys, on the way back from Florida, I ended up stopping in Maryland, and I met a guy named Dwayne Colbert. He's a very nice guy. He's a Walker guy, just like me, and he happened to have some decks for sale. And this here is a 56-inch side discharge deck. The thing is absolutely incredible. It's in great shape. It's pretty much, it looks like it's almost new. I don't think he's used it very much. So I picked up this one here. And then I picked up this one from him as well. This is a 48-inch Mulch deck. It's got the quick height adjuster kit on it, which happens to need some work. And it's also missing a rear wheel. No problem there. If I was going to keep that, I'd fix that as well. Now, Dwayne didn't have this 52-inch deck. This one actually came with the MDSD that I bought in Florida. So this is a 52-inch side discharge deck. It's in pretty good shape. It's not all rotted out. You know, it does need some work. It's going to need some pulleys, new belt. I probably have this deck sandblasted, and it does need a weld repair. Where is it? Somebody did a kind of a crappy weld job there. I'd have to fix all that. But for the most part, this deck's in pretty good shape. Just needs some cosmetics. And here's the last deck I bought. This is a 42-inch Mulch deck. I think this was Walker's first version of their Mulch deck that came out. I've always been dying to try one of these. I've heard good things about them. My ultimate goal this year is to get away from bagging grass, guys. In the springtime, it's almost like a necessity that up north where you have to bag grass, just because it's growing out of control. You know, spring cleanups, that kind of thing. But we've been bagging a lot of grass during the cutting season, during the mowing season, and I'm looking to get away from it. So that's why I really want to try out these Mulch decks. Now, I'm curious to know, which Mulch decks do you think is the best to use from Walker? Is it the original version, like this one, that has the vents in the front? Or is it the newer versions that don't have the vents in the front? I'm anxious to know, guys, on what you guys think about that. Now, I haven't forgotten about the original MTSD. Actually, this was an MTGHS that we were going to convert to an MTSD. However, I'm thinking that we're going to put this one back to in MTGHS, only because I have a lot of SDs to choose from now, which is why I need you guys' help to tell me which one do you want to see me build. So the plan for this one for now is to put the 10.5-inch blower back in it, put the new motor in it, and get this thing back to a GHS. Well, that's going to be it for this video, guys. I appreciate you tuning in. Like I said, please let me know what you guys want to see me build out of the mowers that I showed you. I'm dying to hear which one you guys think is going to be the best one. All three of them are potential candidates. I know I could do, you know, good things with them, but I want to know what one you guys want to see me build and which one you think is going to be the best. So I appreciate it, guys. Thanks for tuning in. If you dig our content, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. It'll be greatly appreciated. And if there's anything that you guys want to see me film, anything Walker related or lawnmower related, please drop me a line. Let me know. I want to build a YouTube channel that you guys are going to love and enjoy, and that's my main goal. All right? So, again, thanks, guys, for tuning in. I'll see you on the next video.